Welcome back to my kitchen. I'm Sophie. Today we are going to be making panisse and an aquafaba chickpea mayo to accompany it. Panisse is a delicious little snack appetizer from the south of France, reminiscent to a polenta fry, but it's made with chickpea flour. It's higher in protein. They're very easy to make. You literally only need 3 ingredients. Chickpea flour. I found this in a health food bulk store, but I'm sure you could find it at some grocery stores, and Indian grocery stores will also have this. Olive oil, salt, water, and to mine I'm gonna add some garlic and thyme. Mama's thyme from Mama's garden. Panisse is naturally vegan. If you wanted to add butter, if you wanted to use chicken stock instead of water, be my guest. First things first, we set this tray with a good amount of olive oil so that this is ready to go when our mixture is ready to be poured in. Set that to the side. Next, we're gonna measure out our ingredients. I'm just gonna make it. The measurements will be in grams and cups in the description. Our chickpea flour. Chickpea flour. Then our water. These are tiny garlic cloves. I'm probably gonna put 6 in there. You want your garlic nice and finely chopped, just like that. I have dried thyme here, and I've just been rubbing it between my fingers to sort of break it up a bit so that it's not full leaves. And just like that, all of our ingredients are prepped. So the method here, pot. I'm gonna put half of the water into the pot. Doesn't have to be precise, just eyeball it. With the water, I'm gonna put my herbs, so my thyme, and I'm also gonna put the garlic, as well as some salt. I'm gonna eyeball it, I'm gonna taste it. We're gonna let that come to a boil while we prepare the chickpea flour and the rest of the water to make it a sort of batter so that it can incorporate nicely into this boiling water. I'm gonna need a bigger bowl. All right, bigger bowl, chickpea flour. We're gonna pour our water into the flour, along with our olive oil. And you're just gonna whisk that up until it's all incorporated. We are boiling. You don't need to be too concerned about clumps in the batter because it will hydrate. Whisk that in. We're gonna be cooking this for about 10 minutes or until it becomes thick. It's pulling away from the sides. It's looking a little bit glossy. It's important not to undercook it. I personally hate nothing more than the taste of uncooked chickpea flour. You can see it's already thickening up nicely. You just don't want to let it stick too much or burn. Taste it. Delish. Add a touch more salt. It's almost ready. This is the part where you gotta move really fast because it will start to set on you. So we have our pre-oiled sheet pan here. We're gonna try and make it look as nice as possible on the top. A wet spatula can be helpful here. Don't be afraid of using your hands when you're cooking, okay? I'm not gonna be a perfectionist about this, and that's damn good enough for me as I continue to fiddle with it. There she is in all her glory. So I'm gonna let this cool at room temperature until it's cool enough to put in the fridge for an hour or 2. And while this is cooling, we will make our aquafaba mayonnaise. You'll need a can of chickpeas. You're gonna wanna strain out the chickpeas from the water and the liquid that was in the chickpea can. And that liquid is gonna act like your egg in a mayonnaise, essentially. It's the protein that's going to bind everything together. Aquafaba. I'm gonna add whole chickpeas in here. Not many. Dijon. I'm gonna do a mix of lemon and white vinegar. And our salt. We have all of our ingredients except the oil in the blender. You're going to blend that. With any type of mayo, you have to add your oil gradually and slowly, otherwise it won't thicken, it won't emulsify, it'll be a mess. So be patient and just drizzle her in. I'm gonna put it on medium and then we're gonna start. You can hear that she's thickening up. Now it's time for the taste test. It's good. I want more salt though. It's incredible how much it tastes like regular mayo. I feel like I can taste the egg yolk, but
there is no egg yolk in here.
Let's get our mayo into a container, pop it in the fridge. I'm wanting to make a little harissa oil to put on top of the mayo. So I'm literally just gonna squeeze maybe a teaspoon of harissa paste into a bowl and whisk in some olive oil. Maybe a little pinch of salt. Here is our panisse in the tray that's been cooling in the fridge for a couple hours, and I'm just gonna flip it out onto my cutting board. Gorgeous. Now we're gonna slice them up into little batons, so you can pick if you want them to be larger, smaller. I personally like a little bit smaller, just a bit over a centimeter. Might just cut this edge off so we have a nicer surface to work with. Pop these back on my tray, ready to fry. I'm using a large cast iron skillet. I want to let the pan heat up on its own before putting the olive oil in. A healthy amount of olive oil. Let this heat up until it's shimmery so that when you put a piece of anything, but in this case, a panisse down, you're gonna hear the sizzle. It's immediately going to start frying instead of sitting in cold oil, absorbing it and not doing anything for the texture or the flavor of our food. You don't wanna overcrowd your pan. You want them to get crispy, you don't want them to steam. Crispy fry these up on each side. You can see she's crispy there. Let them rest on a piece of paper towel for a couple of seconds so that it can absorb some of the oil. Put flaky salt. Good amount of pepper. Can't help myself here. I'm gonna put pickled onions on them. Totally optional, they're delicious on their own, but you know me. And what is a meal without fresh herbs? So yeah, I'm putting parsley on. And the evening would not be complete without a beautiful glass of wine. Gia Coppola. It was a gift. Let's indulge in our little apéritif. Why don't we Oh my god, yeah. Okay, we have our little traditional tower here. Lemon. Just close your eyes, get transported to the Mediterranean, you know? And obviously, olives, my favorite kind. Castelvetrano. I might be saying that wrong. And the pickled onions really bring it home. And they look good, as I always say. So if you want to make pickled onions. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. And why don't you go ahead and like and subscribe. Hang out in my kitchen more often. Cheers.